You are about to watch the best TV show in the world. Yeah!
Well, some call it the Valley Isle, and it's best known for its beaches and incredible surfing. And I was so excited to come here, I was again motivated to try to lose those 10 pounds that I gained 8 years ago. Sure, yeah, I was coming here to see the dogs, but I was also hoping to spend some quality time at the beach. And I was wanting to look a little fit in case I was caught in front of the camera without my shirt on. But why did I choose, out of all of the Hawaiian Islands, to come to Maui? Well, to explain, I'd have to go back to when I was just a kid. Many years ago, my older brother told me of this faraway world, an island that, beyond its beauty, contained the best of our planet's geographical features and all of its ecoclimates. A land of adventure seekers, a world hidden in folklore and mystery. He, of course, was talking about New Zealand, but until I go there, Maui fulfills all those expectations. It's one of the most exciting places a person really could ever visit. Like many coming here, I soon learned it was much more than surfing and swaying palm trees. It was more than waterfalls and hula girls, and it was even much more than those red convertible rental cars, Rolex shopping, photograph taking, or postcard sending. Here was a wonderland of incredible natural diversity. The oceans are filled with seals, whales, octopus, turtles, on beaches that range from exotic and sandy to remote and rocky with coconut, avocado, and tall, cool pine forests that overlook golf courses, sheep farms, even the windsurfers barely visible in the bays below. Like the rest of the Hawaiian Islands, the tropical climate is made comfortable by the soothing trade winds. However, these same trade winds are unpredictable, and they would gust during my interviews, sometimes leaving the audio rumbly, many times simply unbearable. But I guess this was the price I was to pay for shooting in paradise. Well, that concludes the backdrop and the geography lesson. Now it's time for another serving of the dog soup.
You know, surfing on Maui, it's not a big deal. Even nowadays, surfing with your dog, it's kind of ho-hum. But I was excited when Nickam Los Baños emailed me these photographs of him and his dog Mana, and they were on these like big, 10, 12, whatever size foot waves they were on. So we got our crew, which is me, we got ourselves down to Kihei. The problem is, well, the waves were not like
Born
what
and raised
we
on the North
thought,
Shore of Oahu. Started surfing when I was a young boy, like around 66, 68. And when I came to Maui, my son, about three years ago, my son was a senior in high school and he came home with Mana, which was a puppy. And I told him, son, you're going off to college, what are you doing bringing a dog home? So ended up, I basically traded a son who went off to college for a dog. And we've been surfing partners ever since. My dog Mana is an American Bulldog and a Pointer mixed breed. And he loves the water so much. And in fact, I guess he apparently loves me that much because he's willing to go anywhere in the water with me, may it be 1 foot waves to 10 foot waves. out at Ho'okipa or Honolulu Bay or even out in McKenna. He's 2.5 years old and 70 pounds. So he's a big dog to be on a surfboard.
Right. Good. All right. We'll let you guys get out in the water and we'll check out how this
yeah,
works.
we're just going to go out and get wet a little bit.
Yeah, just get wet.
With Mana, he go anywhere, anytime, any place. He's actually the Laird Hamilton of surfing dogs. Okay, and that's how I'm trying to promote him as that.
Yeah.
But he loves the water. Yeah. He loves to make people laugh.
Thanks. We're gonna take off. Here's a trivia question for you. Who is the most well-known big wave surfer in the world? Well, you're right, it's Laird Hamilton, who lives not far from where I'm shooting right now. Of course, I wasn't able to get him for the show today, but I was able to get a close neighbor, and I hope you enjoy her designer dog, Dragon.
Dragon, come here. Come on. Here again, I am not your typical, in any way, shape, or form, dog owner of Maui. I call myself a dog snob, animal snob. Yeah, like I only choose things that are really interesting to look at and are exotic breeds. Yeah, my mother didn't really like dogs very much. I got them from an AKC breeder in Missouri. And I went online, did a Google search, you know, for Chinese cresteds, and found a breeder. So this one just appealed to me because he's black and then he has polka dots. And I used to have Harlequin Great Danes, and they were also black and white spotted. And while I was showing those Great Danes, I saw this dog, you know, like trot across the path one day, and I went, oh my gosh, look at that. That is like so bizarre, that breed of dog. And I just said, someday I'd like to own something like that. And I had no idea what I was getting into as far as grooming or the delicacy of the breed, or I didn't know anything about their temperament. This is a really, really smart dog. And I always say he's a thinking dog. And, you know, you can just actually see him thinking. You know, there's dogs that really aren't, you know, that smart, that really need to be in obedience school. He loves tricks. He loves wearing clothes. I think he loves wearing clothes, you know. I mean, he's been wearing clothes, not any old clothes, you know, not goofy little sweet stuff, but he has like little leather jackets, he has motorcycle boots, he has studded jewelry. He's got his own wardrobe. We have a grooming table in our laundry room, you know, for all the dogs, and one whole side of it is just Dragon's wardrobe. I mean, just fun stuff. Mm-hmm. Nothing that is embarrassing. He doesn't wear cutesy little embarrassing clothes. I really think they take on the personality of the owner, because I've seen this breed before with different owners and they've been completely different.
A dog on a leash 24/7, it's going to be so happy to get off that it's just going to take off and do what dogs do.
Now, when I was young, I grew up with dogs, but words like behavioral training and nutrition and socialization, They simply weren't part of my vocabulary. But nowadays, of course, dog owners are much more in tune with the needs of their dog, and that's a good thing. And a great example we're going to check out now is of Brendan Sison and his pit bull. Let's do it.
Talk, say hi. Say hi. He's kind of camera shy. He's a purebred American pit bull. You can tell from his skin that he is blue. So he's what you call blue nose. He's about 3 years old, made 3 years old about 3 weeks ago. He's pretty much our big baby. He's a real good listener, real good with kids especially. It's really about the owner that makes the dog, you know. I mean, it's just like, for instance, humans. You can't say a certain race is more bad than a different race, you know, or just using the breed as a dog to basically show off how tough a person is, you know. And when it bites somebody, you know, the mentality or what people know that the breed is raised up on, they start to say, oh, you know, it deals with drugs and it deals with this, and you know, so people fear what they don't know based, you know, what it is. Pit bull, it's more of a family dog, and here in Hawaii, it's probably the most popular breed, you know, and they do cost a lot of money. You know, nowadays they're selling for in the thousands. So, you know, selling a dog for that much amount, it's becoming more of a cherished breed, you know, instead of just a dog that people would buy for a couple $100s and go fight it and not care about it. Yeah. I mean, I'm a door-to-door salesman. I've got bitten by almost every breed of dog. I could say the most dog that I've got bitten by was Chihuahuas, you know. Once a pit bull bites somebody, it becomes a big thing, you know. It's like, wow, you know, a pit bull bit this person. You know, they're dangerous. Come on, good boy.
If you've ever wondered what the meaning of the word clumsy is, just follow me around for a day, because I trip over things, I'm falling, I'm spilling things, and my interviewing style is simply atrocious.
What was I going to say now?
You don't see that because we have long, careful hours of editing. But sometimes people come around like Kat Moore who are so good that it takes very little to work with them. And after reviewing her video footage in the editing room, I realized that if anyone, she should be doing this show, not me.
I didn't know anything about pit bulls. I've had dogs all my life, but I've had like, you know, golden retriever, Cairn terrier, chocolate Dalmatian. I've never had any of the vicious breeds. So one day my neighbor, who's a nurse, she came back from the hospital and she saw him on her patio. And she already has a dog, so she grabbed her dog's lead and she snuck around the back of him and lassoed his neck. And he was totally still. He just totally surrendered and just went with her, like a lamb. And she put him on the couch and he slept. He did not move for 72 hours. He was terrified of everything. You couldn't touch him, you couldn't touch his back. We had no idea how aggressive he was, being a pit bull and a Shar-Pei. These pit bulls have such a bad reputation. You cannot get rid of one. Right. Even a cute one like that.
Yeah.
Oh no. Even my mother said, when that dog bites you, don't call me. Everyone said, don't keep it. There's not one person that said keep it. I imagine it's just up in the cane fields where he was dumped, and most probably, according to local people that I talked to, the reason for that would be that they couldn't make him vicious enough. I had to get to know who he was, and he had to get to know who I was, and we had to establish mutual respect. Dogs can love you, but they don't always respect you. And yeah, I decided to find out different training ways. And so it's just, if she's over there, I just show her the stick. That's all it'll take. With some dogs it's more, you just put it there just in front of the leg like that. You'll see Caesar do it with his leg or with his body, depending on how big the dog is. So you establish that you're the leader, and this is safe for you and for the dog. So it means that I'm the leader, therefore the dog does what I say it does. in terms of if there's going to be a fight situation, the dog's going to look to me to see, am I going to have a fight now with this other dog or person? And I will decide, obviously, no.
Yeah.
As opposed to a dog feeling that it is the leader, that dog will exhibit behavior of running in front of the person.
Mm-hmm.
It will go up and rush up to other dogs. It would put its paws and jump all over you. This is dominant behavior. It's threatening to another person, and it can be threatening to another animal. And with a pit bull Shar-Pei, I can't have those behaviors because I'm not going to be accepted in society, whether he's just going to lick you to death or bite you. He has to trust me and I have to trust him. So I leave the door open, and if he's going to run away, well, he started that way anyway. He's going to run away.
Your words cut sharp like a long steel knife. Deep to the bone, they cut right through.
So this whole pit bull thing, I don't think it's the breed, I think it's the owners. People think it's like a cool thing where, oh yeah, it's like Toyotas on Maui because it's a cool thing.
Love dogs and they make me feel good. Animals make me feel good.
You know, the names Rottweiler, Pit Bull, and Doberman Pinscher conjure up feelings of fear. But for me, it's always been the German Shepherd that I was somewhat intimidated by. And maybe it goes back to the age of 11 when I was bit by one. That kind of reinforced it for me. So when I showed up and saw Patty Holbrook at the interview with two large German Shepherds, well, I strategically placed myself near a tall chain link fence in case something might come up for a quick getaway. Let's watch.
Okay, this is my boy Thunder. He will be 3 on St. Patrick's Day. This is Sheba. Sheba is 5. If you don't know anything about German Shepherds, you know it takes time and to train. So I let her come here. Sorry, guys.
No, that's a,
Sheba,
you don't. She doesn't have to sit there the whole
Okay,
time
good.
either.
So I had this dream that she was going to be this big champion dog, like Rince's in, blah blah blah. And well, it's not like that. And so she taught me a lot. I went through 3 or 4 trainers, and they didn't really have a clue what they were doing. So beware out there. But I figured out that there's a certain thing called the ball. Sheba, come. See this little thing? Sit. Sit. I'm going to get rid of her for a minute. So all you guys got to do is find out, what is it? Is it the ball? Is it a squeaky toy? Is it a treat? Whatever. The biggest thing that they have taught me is calm down, Missy. Calm down, patience, because I am like very energetic and want things to happen like that. I really wanted that Rin Tin Tin, you know, and that certainly isn't an overnight thing. And there were many times that I wanted to give up on Sheba, the female, before I got her title, because you have to be in the ring 3 times under 3 different judges and pass. Get a dog that you're gonna be partners with. Problems stem from a non-stimulus dog. You know, nowhere for the brain to go, nowhere for them to run. And, you know, little kids and dogs, you think twice about that. Halt. They're going to bring you a heck of a lot more joy than you can bring them.
Science says there's no truth in nature, but truth can be found by digging deep in town.
That's not right. One of the most distracting interviews that I did while I was on Maui was with a gal named Autumn Leaf. And believe me, I really wanted to ask her the story behind her name. Were her parents poets, musicians, hippies, or just vegetarians? Well, I never got the nerve up to ask her. But it was her dogs that said a lot about the type of person she was. When I approached, their fawning and nuzzling kept me giggling so much that Autumn had to wait patiently for me to start the interview.
I've had Opal here for 7 years. I got her at the Humane Society. And I had Honu for 6 years. I got her because she looks like my other dog. And her full name is Honu Leia, which means happy turtle. And this is Kiki. I got her a few months ago. She's a, what are you? You're a terrier Chihuahua mix. And then we have Corgi over here, who's about 6 months old. And he's a terrier Corgi mix. And I just really love how anytime you come in the door, whether it's from the outside or from the bedroom, they're just so happy to see you. They immediately run on top of you and jump, and so I really love that exuberance that dogs give me. They also encourage me to go outside and be social and go to the park and the beach, and they love to run in the EOW. I take them up to the EOW. A lot of times pit bulls have owners who are irresponsible. They're wanting a dog who'll look tough and aggressive. And you can see a lot of times they're wearing heavy chains, and people just want you to be intimidated by their dog, and they're not socializing them. Good girl. There's 3 breeds that are the top 3 bite complaint dogs. Yeah. German Shepherd is number 1. Chow Chow is number 2. And number 3 is Retriever. One thing people don't realize is that German Shepherds are bred to be attack dogs, but pit bulls are people pleasers. I require my dogs to listen to me, so that's really important. So training them, usually I use a sound. I love to watch Cesar Millan, and he always has lots of good tips.
In my dreams, as unreal as it seems. You're the one in my dreams, as unreal as it seems. But I know that I'm not the one for you.
You know, if you're doing a travel show, you got to make sure you bring a hat, because you're going to have plenty of bad hair days like today.
But because I travel a fair bit, I don't think it's fair to keep an animal unless you have a large family who will look after that animal when you're traveling. So, but I had just decided I'm just going to go be a dog sitter or have dogs more in my life. The animal, there's something missing.
You know, one of the most commonly asked questions I get as a creator of this show is, why don't I own a dog? Well, the answer is simple: I don't have time. I believe that you should teach and train your dogs. A good example is that of Greg Friel, who you'll see in just a few moments. He's the owner of the Haleakala Ranch, and he has some of the best trained border collies I'd ever seen. However, he has a different emotional attachment than most of the people that you'll see on this program. Take a look.
Okay, stop. Buddy, stop. If you've got a harder personality, you can't take a timid type dog. Because then, you know, the dog will, you know, out of no fault of your own, just out of your own natural personality, the dog will tend to be a little fearful. Get behind. The breed's established in Scotland, so it's a temperate climate. So these dogs are bred with a smaller cooling system. Rumble, inside. This is a Kelpie. Como, I brought him in from Australia. He was about 8-9 months old when he came in. He got a real good temperament, real good personality. Kids can just roll all over him, and he doesn't mind at all. But he's got a lot of bite. He'll go after he'll head and heel, but he'll sink his teeth into the nose on those animals if they start to run off. She'll let my granddaughter play with her, but she can't hug on them and crawl all over them these other, like a lot of the other dogs. Her personality won't let that. These dogs need so much exercise and so much running to settle down that if they weren't working steady, she'd be even worse around kids.
So you think if it was like it would be terrible as a house pet?
Yeah, they just get too much energy pent up, and people tell me, gee, you got a lot of dogs. I'm like, yeah, but if I didn't do what I did for a living, I probably wouldn't have any, and I wouldn't own any horses either. Personally, myself, I just kind of set up from when they're younger that you're the alpha dog in the tribe, and that what you say goes. Reprimand them the way their mother would, and what she'll do, she'll get up on top of them and growl at them, and you know how they'll just lay immobile, and he'll just, when he gets this look, it's like, okay, I won't do it again, I won't do it again.
Well, it took me about 2 hours to come up with a segue for my next interview, and the best I could do was something about the East Coast and traffic and high school and blah, blah, blah. So anyways, let me just tell you, my next interview is with Paulo D'Oro. He looks sort of like a pirate. He's from California, and I think I woke him up from a nap. And he has 2 dogs.
My name is Paulo D'Oro. I have 2 dogs, and one is a red part chow. The other is a full-grown white poodle, and they're about 13 years old. And we're all new here to Maui, so they're kind of new here too. And so they've been adapting, and we've been adapting. For us, it's like having Thelma and Louise. The chow is definitely the one that killed people. Was that Louise or Thelma? I don't remember. But they were raised together in Berkeley, and they used to play in the parks together. And then the gal that owned Moo, she passed away, and we decided to adopt Moo. And animals are healers, and they've been healers to both of us. Both Nancy and I here have been through some rocks and socks, and without the dogs, I think it would be less of a patina, less of a quality of life. The responsibility of owning a dog is really having another person in your life. You've got to be really open to their moods, their diet, their quirks, their presence. And it takes a lot of energy to really commit to this. You have to really realize you're getting into something that will require a lot of time. They are mostly giving their energy to you, but a lot of the times they require their necessities. So we need to take them places, and you need to be aware that they need special diet. Especially here in the islands, we had to switch their diet. But the pleasures, when you outweigh everything, the pleasures are immense. And I think a dog enhances life force. So that's our great dogs. I hope you get to share them with us and feel the joy that they bring. And it's been a privilege to own them. I think they own us. But anyway.
Oh yeah. Alright, y'all ready for this? We're gonna do our thing. Distance and motion, seizures and convulsions, and sweat drips down your face as you start picking up the pace. Here we go, now we're running it back. Caprice vibes, hot sound, blah blah blah, haha, that's my track.
That does conclude the show. As you can see, I'm just a little wiped out. It was so much fun. All right, let's try that again. I had a great time out here. As you can see, I'm wiped out. Is if a person wants to get a dog here on the island, where do you recommend them getting a dog?
The Humane Society.
Well, the Humane Society does our community a great service.
And the Humane Society, you guys, there's 40 million great dogs and cats there.
This is Greg for the Dog Soup.
Oh yeah, how y'all feeling out there tonight? We are Caprice Vibe. Mixed with a little reggae, Southern Cali.